What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's another episode of the Gangster Chronicles podcast. It's your boy Bigg Steele.
Yeah.
When y'all hear that, man, you know some legendary stuff is about to go on, man. Tonight we have a special guest, my boy Ali from the St.Lunatics. Ali, what's happening with you, baby?
I'm maintaining it. Just getting back. I'm tired, but I'm up. It's 11 o'clock here.
11 o'clock right over there, man. Yeah, you told me, we ain't gonna have you on here too long, but you know how I get when we have them conversations. Like we was on the phone last time, we had a whole bunch of stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
We had a whole bunch of stuff going on, man.
Lonzo on the phone, man, class.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know what, man? Since I got both of y'all here, man, and both of y'all kind of like as unsung heroes. You feel what I'm saying? Eiht when I get to talking all that stuff, but you know, Eiht done a whole bunch of fly stuff. Yeah. You've done a whole bunch of fly stuff again, man. I don't think a lot of people know, man. You wrote a lot of hit records, bro.
Yeah.
Some really big records, man. Can you give these people a rundown on what you was involved in, man?
As far as writing the Country Grammar album, I wrote majority of that. You know, like yeah, you can find me in St. Louis. Hey, what they gonna play? Ring all day. That I basically wrote, 90% of that record. Then Nellyville, a lot of that record, but a lot of the concepts would be mine. You know what I'm saying? Like Air Force Ones, that concept. You know what I'm saying? A to tell you how important the concept is, for like a song. You know what I'm saying? Grills is a concept. Mine. Tail Feather. Because it was originally my song. So I was just the one. I used to, like I said before, I used to just like get all the beats and, you know what I'm saying, just take them and go home and do something rough to them. You know what I'm saying? Because if I do something, a little example to them, they'll like them. So I wrote like, you know what I'm saying, like I don't want to, with all the Drake stuff going on and writers, you know what I'm saying? It's, I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot. But he can write too. The man can write. He just can't write as fast as I can. You know what I'm saying? So I was, you know what I'm saying, when the Lunatic album, I wrote all the hooks, majority all the hooks, and pick all the beats. But I was the oldest, so you know what I'm saying. But
you know what though, the whole thing about somebody writing raps and stuff like that, I think it's the thing, man. You trying to make a hit record, and it's a team thing.
Yeah,
that don't mean that this cat can't write or this dude can't write. I think people just, trying to put hit records together, trying to put their best foot forth, and it's a team thing. And I know, like with Eiht itself. Eiht, you wrote 100% of all your stuff, didn't
you? Yeah.
You never had the luxury of having nobody around you that was really a hook master that could say, hey, let's try this hook right there. You did everything.
Yeah, we kind of kept everything in-house, you know what I'm saying? And for the fact that I kind of wrote everything, and I would give verses to Chill, you know what I'm saying, just on the strength. But we was just a four-man crew. So nobody was, really besides me, because Mike was a DJ. And then once Chill had to go sit down for a minute, it was basically just me, Mike, and Slip. Slip did all the beats, Mike did all the cutting, and I did all the writing. And we didn't pretty much deal with, a lot of outside entities. As far as I never got approached, on the hey, Eiht, I got a tight song or whatever. Not to say I wasn't down to listen to somebody's ideas or whatever, but basically, like you said, Ali, concepts is everything, man. If you ain't got a concept, man, you ain't got a song and shit. So coming up with them concepts, man, is valuable. Because then you just got a gang of run-on sentences and a gang of just talking about anything and whatever. So I value that, man, all day.
Yeah, that's true. That I'm thinking about when it boom bam too. When it
right.
Okay, I don't know. That's a tip. I remember all the members.
Right. Yeah. I used to basically write until, niggas started doing their own, projects or whatever. And then, like you said, not to say that motherfuckers couldn't write, but it was just that I was the motherfucker who came up with all the concepts to the songs. So if I just roll them out, then I'm just gonna be like, here, I'm gonna do these 2 verses, you do this verse, and you do this verse. And that really kept us on the same page. You get me?
Yeah, exactly. That was some like Air Force Ones. It was
exactly
the concept, like, you know what I'm saying? We do it like this, it's gonna be crazy, it's gonna rock the world, do like this, we're gonna take it. Was actually Murphy Lee verse from Midwest Swing where he said, yeah, by the way I walk, I ain't from around here. He said something like, my Air Force Ones, give me 2 pair. So I even take your rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Make it a hook. Like, now that should be a hook right there. Remember Murph said this, make that the hook. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, I was doing like, cause like country grammar, like down, down, baby, Yo Street, and that was in the verse. That was in his verse.
So sometimes you come up with shit like that. You hear the verse and be like, oh no, that should be the hook right there. You take that piece out and make that shit official.
Yeah, you know what's funny, man? As fun as that song sounded, man, Country Grammar, y'all talking about doing a drive-by, but made it sound so pretty and nice, and people in their club shaking their ass, and y'all was on there talking about putting in some work.
Yeah, that was a straight up down, down, baby, Yo Street in the Range Rover, street sweeper, cock ready to let it go. You know what I'm saying? But Housewives was jamming to it. The part of me selling it was like, you know, if you say it a certain way, they won't even hear it. Like, and then he did Ride With Me. That was his record right there. He wrote that. If you want to go and take a ride with me, and he said, smoke an L in the back. All the housewives and little cute, you know what I'm saying? White women is singing that. They don't know smoking a blunt in the back of the band. They just think it's smoking L. You know what I'm saying? Just that sing songy, and that's what he had. Like, I was like, oh, okay, you got it. When we got to that point, it wasn't no plan. It was like, we got a chance. We from St. Louis, we got a chance. I'm the best writer. He the best go for us, like selling it. You know what I'm saying? Murph, you can tell he young, he coming up, he finna be that. You can just feel it, you know what I'm saying? And then, but you know, your first chance, you can't play. And so then they go diamond. They take you in a whole other space. Like, okay, next album, let's just keep the same format. We nervous now. You don't want to mess with it. You don't want to touch it. Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like one song, it could be a jam. I'm thinking the next one easier. No, it got to start over every time. They start you off fresh. You get a little more leeway with the company and with the record, with the radio stations and all that, because you had a hit record, and you can start your beginning could be a little longer. But you know, when you first come out, you need to just kick it off, have a jam. You got to keep on making them. So it was just like a team effort. You know,
and that's what I see, and that's why I say it kind of remind me of Compton's Most Wanted in the way in the Midwest. Eiht was real in-house. They kept the same producer for a long time. He didn't go to a whole bunch of outside producers. Like, you wouldn't go find an MC Eiht album and find Timbaland did this track and Pharrell did this one and Dre did this one. No, it was the same cast. It was kind of the same thing with the St.Lunatics, you know. You would come in and assist with the thing. Y'all was a group, but y'all played it like a crew. And I like, man, that Nelly kept it 100. You know, he kept y'all around for the whole run of everything.
I mean, we was gone. We was there. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, like the same producer, J.E., making the beats. You know what I'm saying? I was producing. Yeah, by the time it went from, you know, it kind of made the change from like, it started going to Pro Tools and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then for us, like making the beats, it was so many more. Then we had a little white kid, J.E., who I kind of like, make it like this, do it like this, do it like this. He knew how to play the shit. You had to sample it. If I wanted that the first song we had, I wanted that old Sugar Hill. I'm like, sample that. He was like, what about this? And just played it. I'm like, oh, you can go ahead and start making them all the way. I just tell them how I want it. I'm like, I want it like this, do it like this. So always make always put some type of melody in there. What kind? Difference. I'm gonna make the song around that melody. Just put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Put some type of melody groove in there. I'm gonna follow that pattern. You can find me, St. Louis. I'm just gonna follow it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So did y'all all come up together?
See, I'm older than them. I'm 51 now, so they was younger than me. You know what I'm saying? They was younger. Like my partners was their little cousins and shit. So when I went to school and came back home, I was signed with Professor Griff when he left Public Enemy. He started the Hard Productions. He was down here in Atlanta. And I was going to Morris Brown, T-Mo Goody from Goody Mob. He was there going to school. And like I said before, we was just in the dorm rooms and everybody was teasing everybody. We was teasing everybody from all my partners from the Bay and LA. We said they talk proper. And then we were saying New York, what up, kid? What up, kid? Everybody's teasing everybody. We laughing, smoking and shit. And then came around Atlanta, we saying they country and all kind of shit. They said me. They said, Ali, you say you country too. You say her, and everybody started saying her, dar, bird, beard. And I was like, I laughed, but I was like, dang, I say her. I say, you know what I'm saying? So when I went back to the crib, it was like, find a group. I got an idea. I seen it. I know how I can do it because back then, around that time, Eiht was on fire. You know what I'm saying? It was around that time, 91. So we didn't know. It wasn't no internet. So we could see when we seen you and you had them khakis on and khaki shorts or something, you know, some diggy shorts and some socks pulled up, we knew you was from LA. You know what I'm saying? If you had like the little mink Kango, you know what I'm saying, bebop style, we was like Tennessee. You knew you had the Timberlands on, we knew you was from New York. It was like a difference at the time. Now it's all blurred in together. So back then, we was all learning each other. I know Eiht and probably was on the road meeting because Eiht played a big part in. I got home from school. I was a Wu-Tang fan. I was banging, kind of banging, listening to all banging shit, just like Eiht, Quick, Butter Law. I was heavy on that when I went to school. When I got to school, I went back to start. My roommate put me up, you know, back to De La Soul and shit like that. Just, you know what I'm saying? I knew him, you know what I'm saying, listening to him, shit like that, but I had kind of like drifted off to where once I got heavy and started listening to like Wu-Tang, when I came home, niggas like, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't messing with that. And then it was slowly but surely, like they had a little remix. They had to METHO. It was a different beat, like a West Coast beat, and they started liking it. But then when Eiht did Old Dirty Video, that's when everybody was like, oh, hold on. There was a big part of it. I ain't lying. I'm talking about using that video when you in the car You didn't know. You was in two. You in.
Yeah, I was in the Shimmy Shimmy remix video. I did a verse. And then I was in the Can It All Be So Simple video.
Slow motion. We seen Eiht in the video, and I'm like, what? And everybody was like, damn. So I listened to it. Eiht in the video. Eiht was in the video. It was just like, it was deep like that, for real. For real. Deep like that. That's an important part of just my whole, because it was just me. I used to be called East Coast Ali. When I came home, I was just listening to different shit. And then when we seen Eiht in that video, I was rap. It was easy.
Yeah, and I think from the Midwest, man, we have a tendency to kind of listen to everybody. But West Coast rap was definitely a hit because I think we kind of identified with them a little bit because, you know, they would wear the Dickies and stuff like that. And in Cleveland, they would wear Dickies and T-shirts too, because to me, it was just poor people clothes. To me, that was just you wearing your Pops clothes. You know, Pops might have an old pair of Dickies. That become a new pair of school pants. You feel what I mean? When you ain't got a whole bunch of money in the crib, dog, that's what you wearing. You might have one pair of nice tennis shoes and them had to last you throughout the whole year. I don't know how your situation was coming up, but I wasn't getting to buy no whole bunch of shoes and stuff. I had to take my shoes off when I came home.
I had a growth spurt. So I started school off in some Levi's that fit. Then, you know, once you washed them anyway, they kind of shrunk up anyway. Then
definitely.
Yeah, then I grew and my shit was flood and I had to rock my shit like the Beastie Boys for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Just on some cuffs. But nah, that time period, because it literally went East Coast, had they whole shine. It didn't go away, but then once it went to the West Coast, once that, you know, NWA hit, you know what I'm saying? That whole transform over that it was at that time period, 90, 89, 90, 91, because for me to go be like my East Coast, I'm gonna say Rakim, I'm gonna say DOC. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like our Rakim to me. You know what I'm saying? To where it was that time, it was nothing but West Coast. You know what I'm saying? For us, you know what I'm saying? And plus everybody who I met, Trey D, There's people from East St. Louis, Snoop them from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in Watts. Yeah, I just got so much connected to St. Louis. So much. I'm talking about Tyrese, Glasses, just so much Watts. And I'm gonna tell you real quick. The crazy thing about that, how that happened was the first sitcom was all black sitcom was Fred Sanford. St. Louis dude moved to Watts. And St. Louis literally moved to Watts. Everybody just started moving to Watts, just on some, like it was real life or something. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So we went out there one time for a show, and it was a bunch of my homeboy Vaughn, rest in peace, Bistro. His father was living in Watts, and he told us the whole thing, like, no, we all came out here in the 70s when Red Fox, when he had his show. We started moving out here, like, dang.
We love motherfuckers was like, shit, nigga. Fred Sanford said, nigga, move your ass to Watts. So, nigga, we going to Watts.
Straight up. So it was deep. But nah, it was like,
everybody got, man, and I almost, if you ever think about it, man, the West Coast and the South was almost always clicked up kind of. And I think that's because everybody from out here got roots in the South. Like, hey, what's your people from Mississippi, right?
Yeah, they from Gulfport, Mississippi. So, you know, and then my father from Tampa Bay, Florida. So, you know, they like everybody else migrated to the West Coast.
Yeah. Everybody, like, so you gonna connect. You know what I'm saying? So when then they came down, the summer vacation by Cube, that wasn't no just no record.
You must be reading my mind. I was about to go into that because St. Louis is grimy as hell, dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been to St. Louis a few times doing shows. Niggas was on it.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, I don't think you came to, it's called a 2-club jam on the east side.
Mm-hmm.
Club on one side, one east side. So it be down there, it's like the Crips had lockdown there. You didn't really go down that side. It was like they had both sides of the streets. The club on one side, and there's a club right across the street. So on the east side, in East St. Louis, it's really Illinois. It's east of St. Louis. We go on that side of the party, and it ain't nothing like state troopers. Ain't really no police. So it was just, you know what I'm saying, around that time, shit. They came back. I mean, you might have came to, I want to say, the Mercedes. You came to somewhere on the east side, one of them 2-club jams. When Eiht came, you knew it. Eiht coming. But yeah, nah.
We used to have niggas on. We used to have towns where niggas was on that shit. Niggas used to be ready when we pulled up in towns. Just on the fact of some Crip shit or some gang banging shit, and niggas was coming into their own with the gang shit. Man, we have clubs sold up. Shit, we have clubs fucked up so bad. Motherfucker, police be not letting us in, and we the performers. I done been turned away a few times from spots where the presence of just gang niggas is just too much for niggas to handle. So they turn a nigga away. Because if I get let up, a lot of times when I would do gigs like that, niggas would tear the motherfucking spots up before we could even get to perform. You feel me?
Especially at that time, we were number like 17, 18, you know what I'm saying? We showing out.
Exactly.
They coming in town. We just straight showing out. Like, it wasn't nothing else to say about it. It was just a show out. We gonna show that we this, that, and third. You know what I'm saying? But it's just when we came out, I was just ducking it. You know what I'm saying? Ducking. I ain't want to talk about it. I ain't want to, because it be the murder capital every year. East St. Louis. It was kind of embarrassing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I ain't want to push that like that. A lot of people in the city was upset. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't, y'all just talking about the party side. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to really, really, really push it, because we came out right to the pocket, the Biggie thing.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be a big help to, us, because it's for labels wanting to try to go a different route. We was perfect. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't hear the drive-by in the song. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear it down, but you don't hear it the same way. So we kind of like chugging. But yeah, it's just crazy. It ain't like, I always try to explain, it ain't like no, ain't the tough part I don't like to brag on, because it's real motherfuckers everywhere you go. It's
right.
we just a little. I think they sprayed this shit when we was young. Now it sounds crazy. They sprayed this shit when we was kids. We used to be outside playing football, and they said it was for the bugs. If you look up on YouTube, it's like St. Louis and the spray, and it's this big thing they had. This lawsuit. It was like some Korean
like
war.
trails and stuff.
Yeah, nah, but it was
they see the planes up in the sky, leaving them little trails and stuff.
They used to come down the truck, and we thought it was for the bugs. You know, you're in the street playing football, right?
Right.
From the truck, we get out the way. Yeah, here he comes, gonna spray the bugs. You know what I'm saying? But it was some spray that come down in the truck. You know what I'm saying? Spraying. And then we was, born in like the projects in the village. Then when we moved to the north side, which was a little better, they only sprayed like once a week. But so when you move out to, I'm the youngest, so my closest one of my age, she's 10 years older, so they out the house now. My sister and brother, they kind of move out the house, so they still moving back down to the projects. You know what I'm saying? They all grew up down there, so go back down there. So I just kept going back down there, and they were just still. I grew up. They would spray every day down there, every day.
So you think that spray did something to kind of like pump everybody up?
It did something to us because my wife, she's from Little Rock, and she just pointed out like something wrong, and I used to laugh a little bit. But if we'd be in the club and somebody would shoot, boom, 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 we just kind of get down, and then if it wasn't towards us, we just kind of over with. And then she pointed that out one time, and I was like, and I just slowly started thinking as I got older. I had to be like 45 or some shit when she said this. I was thinking like, damn, she 10 years younger than me, so she pointed out. I'm like, damn, that's deep. Like people just get into it. It's just so close. So the banging, just imagine. So you banging with a street. Only thing that's separating us, like Cali got a little difference. You know what I'm saying? You got some streets, of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course, but at least you got a gap. You got the 30s all the way to the 60s. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the same situation. You know what I'm saying? You might have on one street, it's straight a gang, and then only thing separating us is the alley. So they just come in.
You might have a neighborhood right on the other side of the alley.
That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different set. And it's just they could be the same gang, but now they beefing, or so it was just a totally different gang. You know what I'm saying? Just right behind you in that alley, in that gangway. So it just got bad after a while. It just getting caught slipping. It was just that easy. So it was so small because ain't number like 150,000 people in the city of St. Louis. You know what I'm saying?
So with all the stuff going down as active as it is, it seems like it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot bigger and a lot of success out of that. If you think about it, like be good for comedians. Red Fox, Dick Gregory, Lavelle Crawford, Guy Torrey, Joe Torrey,
the old school favorites and shit.
Yeah, some just comedians. Like we got so a lot of that. Then shit, Chuck Berry with the rock and roll, shit, Ragtime, Scott Joplin. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like the first, like New York. You know what I'm saying? Meet me in St. Louis. You got your money right? Meet me in St. Louis. So it's kind of like, but they want to keep it small though. It's the archdiocese capital. When the Pope come in town, he coming straight to St. Louis. He going straight over there and like on the Bud or OPAC. That's like the biggest crip hood. He going over to a sausage spot over there to we call it a meat market or whatever over there in the neighborhood. It's straight up chaos over there, but it's one little building just stay perfect to where it's the archdiocese called capital. We got so many Catholic schools, and I went to the only all black Catholic school in America. It's called Cardinal Ritter College Prep. All black Catholic school. The Jesus was black, the Mary was black, all the shit on the wall and everything. It was different. It's a different place.
So do you remember when the Crips and the Bloods started making their way kind of down there?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like it was yesterday. It was the movie Colors, but right around that time though, they just literally start coming down. So whoever came, if they just came, if they was a trade, then they became a trade. They started wearing gray and blue, and then they brought some work. You know what I'm saying? They came down, show love, and came them in Suzuki sidekicks. They came all the way down. They came from 60 trays to Pyru to in all the neighborhoods, just whoever came to that neighborhood hooking brothers up, we just start wearing what they was wearing. It was already looking fresh too, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like they had some money, so you come in, you got on like, man, you got some dope man Cortez, y'all got dope man.
Yeah, definitely.
Found some dope man or something with the crispy look, and it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like we was young too, so I remember flat out when they hit, it was just like Summer Vacation, just like the song came down. I wouldn't say it was like the whole shootout type thing, but it was, you know, they came down smooth, hooked us up. I'm talking about literally taught us like this, that, and for a long time it was Inglewood. We didn't have we weren't claiming our neighborhoods. They didn't start claiming neighborhoods until after the song. When he said that, dying for the streets that they ain't never heard of. That's when everybody started just switching over to, you know, so now you could tell like the hat would be, you know, Claxton and Robin. So that's their neighborhood. So they were the Colorado Rockies. Or that's when they start being like that, to where you could just tell where they from, to they start being like, you could tell if they was on the left side or the right side. You know what I'm saying? So even if it was just
that was always a staple with neighborhoods out here. We either symbolize with either the color of a bandana, you know, even though you was Crip or Blood, you know, you might have a purple rag or a light blue rag or a black rag, or you're a Blood, you might have a green rag, or, you know, or yellow rag or whatever. So, and then, you know, once the baseball caps got real popular, and you could attach one of those to your neighborhood, you know, a TC hat or a P hat or a W hat, or, you know what I'm saying, a Raiders hat, you know what I'm saying, a Steelers hat, a Nebraska hat. You get me? We definitely made that trend popular by symbolizing, because sometimes, you know, going to school, you know, you wasn't able to carry the rags in your back pocket and whatever, because the schools start getting hip, you know, to the color lines and shit like that. So niggas will replace them with baseball caps or shirts or whatever.
100%. I mean, like getting hip. My old dude, he worked at juvenile detention center with the kids. So I think it was y'all call it YA or something.
YA.
Yeah, so he worked there. So when you went in, you talked to him first. Like, he was like a counselor. Like, so he would talk to him, what you do to get here, what you gonna do when you get out. Then when you come out, when you're going out, you go back through him and talk to him again. And a lot of times he would bring, like on good times, he would bring somebody bad. They ain't really got nowhere to go yet. He'd bring them home for the weekend. A lot of the craziest people in the town would like stay the weekend with me when I was 12, 13 years old, or 11, 10, 11, 12 years old. I had a twin bed and shit sitting in the room. And they'd be like, damn, you your old dude and shit like you. I didn't know he was mean. You know what I'm saying? He was just my old dude. You know what I'm saying? He was a little strict, you know what I'm saying? But he was fair. So, like, damn, you live with me. They called him Mr. G. Last name Jones, but he was in Ward G. So he was hip, though. He got hip. If I come in the house with a 49er hat on, he'd be like, oh, you 4'9", huh? Or you 6'4", you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He knew. If my partners came around and they had on a Seattle Mariners hat or something, what's that? You know what I'm saying? He knew. So it wasn't really in the way, you know, you could wear green. He was hip, you know what I'm saying? Just being down there with all the kids and shit, he knew what was up. So it was the LA thing was serious.
Yeah, and it's crazy because y'all the hop, skip, and jump from Chicago too.
Right there.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Because what's that drive to Chicago? What's that drive to Chicago?
About 3 hours.
Yeah, everything back that way is close. That's what made the dope game back then so crucial. You know, out west, you got to travel to get to the next state and stuff. You got to do some riding, but there you be 2 or 3 hours get to the next city. You know, Ohio, you go get to Kentucky. You can get to Kentucky in 1 hour 45, 2 hours. You know what I mean? 3 hours. You there. You can get to Pittsburgh real quick. So it's a lot of moving around. What I wanted to ask you, man, I listen to people on the internet, man, and the fans be having opinions sometimes that don't know what they're talking about. I see this whole thing about Drake to where he don't write nothing, but this man got a whole bunch of hit records. I said he still got to deliver those records.
Yeah.
So I think the whole thing about somebody else doing it right, I don't think it quite mean the same thing that it once did.
No, I don't see. I don't think it does either. But if you think about it, just if we jump straight to it, like it's one of the hardest diss records that everybody keep forgetting. There's two of them that everybody keep forgetting. One is Wankster, 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Because that was kind of like fucking Ja Rule shit up a lot with that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always skip over that. Another one was Real G's, Real Commerce City G's, Easy. That's a slap on record. Like after he had went through what he was going through and Death Row was jamming like that and he got dissed, and when he came out with that record, well, it's that knockout. That beat was banging to where that's overlooked in my set. The reason I'm saying that is because I know Easy didn't write that. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. He said it. Ice Cube. It's just in a different song. Ice Cube write the rhymes that I say. You know, we never really was. You know what I'm saying? Biz Markie, Kane wrote for Biz Markie. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's always gonna be hip hop as you write your shit. But now we're learning that, okay, Kane wrote for Biz Markie. Damn, that's deep. It don't lessen Biz Markie to me. You know what I'm saying? At all. We know Easy wasn't writing. It didn't lessen nothing for Easy. You know what I'm saying? For us, some people got Easy in his top 5. Yeah. Good.
I think it's looked at differently today because this is a different generation. You get me? I don't think it was frowned upon, like you said, because we all knew Easy didn't write.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody saw the movie Straight Outta Compton. Right. You get me? I didn't write that. Cube wrote that shit. But like you said, the delivery and the person who Easy stood for is what made him, you know, a West Coast superstar. The voice, the image of Compton, what he portrayed to be. Nobody was like, oh man, Ice Cube wrote his rap. You get me? But you know, today it's kind of frowned upon because they attach being authentic to having ghostwriters today. You know what I'm saying? You're not authentic, nigga, because another nigga wrote your rap, whatever, you know. It's just another thing that, you know, the new generation wants to stand on for themselves. You get me? As far as separation from what's the original fact of the matter, like you said. Big Daddy Kane wrote for Biz. We wasn't tripping. We wasn't like, oh damn, for real? Oh man, that nigga Biz ain't that because you get it happened. I'm pretty sure a lot. You get me back then. You know, especially with, you know, some of the females, you get me, motherfuckers had other people writing and writing their deliveries, you know, producing their songs, but you know, we was just thankful for hip hop back then. So we didn't give a fuck who wrote it, long as the shit sounded good and the people who was rapping it was on point with it. You get me? So, but like I said, today, when you dealing with, you know, the 15 to 25-year-old bracket, and you know, and a lot of new niggas on the streets and whatever, youngsters, they have their own identity to a lot of shit within hip hop nowadays. Yeah. You get me? So, you know, back in our days, you know, being poppy or singing on records, that got you, you know, unless it was some hood shit, you know, like y'all did it, whatever, but, you know, to hear niggas making genuine, you know, songs, you know, on a different scale, we never considered hip hop-ish. You feel me?
Yeah.
But in a different time today, music is different. The fans is different. You feel me? And they want to stand on what they want to stand on as far as what they declare is hip hop to them.
Exactly.
Now, some of them might go, "Oh, you got a ghostwriter." But then if it's one of their favorites, they gonna be like, "Who gives a shit?" You feel me? So that's how the shit transitions today. We got new people and new forms of hip hop today that they want to just declare for themselves. You get me?
Yeah. Just if you think about it, back when it first started, the 77s and 78s and all that, they had a 4-man crew, the Funky 4 plus one more and all that. It was just one person writing around. You know what I'm saying? You watch some of them old them shows, like whatever that show was, where like it's about Grandmaster Flash. It was on Netflix, and like Will Smith's son played in it. What was that called?
The Jump Off. I like that movie. The Jump Off.
Remember they had the one dude wrote the rap. You know what I'm saying? He wrote the rap. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, like they said, that's back when you went to the store, you seen a rap album, you just bought it. You know what I'm saying? Like I am the manipulator. Brought that home and was like, you ain't had too many choices. So, and then plus we was, you know, always going, because just at the time, you know what I'm saying, hip hop was going against the grain, period. Just liking it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had time to worry about who wrote it. We wasn't that dude was young. It wasn't none of that. We couldn't even worry about none of that kind of shit, to where it was just going against the grain, just listening to hip hop. We think about the 80s. You had records like Word Up by Cameo. They was dissing. You sucker DJs, you think you fly, but you know what I'm saying? You put on gazelles and you act real cool. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop was coming into their world. We old enough to remember, all three of us, where it wasn't no hip hop.
Definitely.
It came. And then we loved it. You know what I'm saying? And then we just felt it, just like, oh my goodness, we wanted it. But we remember it was still some regular New Edition had their time, they pop. We wasn't tripping. We wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So now the youth, they gonna always have their spot. I always wanted, because I'm telling my partner, your son and shit, your daughter and son don't want to be like you. You know what I'm saying? If you start wearing a certain shoe, or they just gonna not do it because I ain't wearing what my old dude got on. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Exactly.
They did. That's how we was. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of them hard bottoms. Like, we wore Stacy's for a while. Knobs, you know, we wore Stacy Adams for a while, but shit, my father was wearing them some bitches every you know, he was wearing them short.
Exactly. Pair of shorts on with some tube socks and the Stacy's and shit. Yeah. You want to stay away from that, nigga. I'm finna rock me some Cortez or some shit. I'm not wearing what he wears. We wanted our own identity too, and I get that.
Yeah, we want our own shit. So, but it was, like you say, it was because you had Run writing for Beastie Boys. We did not know that. You know what I'm saying? Now I can hear it.
Like I said, I didn't get, but it's crazy how we're frowned upon with certain shit, because I didn't give a damn who wrote a Michael Jackson record. I didn't give a damn who wrote a Prince record. You get me? Whether they did, and that was a lot of R&B artists, pop artists, rock and roll artists. A lot of their songs was penned by other motherfuckers.
Exactly.
And to us, it didn't matter. But you know, hip hop is considered, you know, which a lot of our black music is considered, you know, a struggle music. So, but we shouldn't be frowned upon, and we should be looked upon differently as fucking. But it's just what happens as far as hip hop is concerned. We the street niggas, or we that edge shit. So, if you talking about something on a rap record, then it got to be your own motherfucking words or thoughts, and not the thoughts of another nigga. And that's what people try to push that line today.
You ain't more concerned about who fucking wrote it? Are you doing that?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. All we was concerned was, nigga, this motherfucker rapping, and is it hard or not? Like, I don't think I really focused on, you know, if Cube wrote his rap or not. You get me? I'm like, it never even, you know, and like you said, we all knew Easy wasn't writing, you know. He even declared it. We all seen it. But we wasn't doing that to Easy. We wasn't like, oh, nigga, when you did like you said, the diss record, we wasn't like, oh, nigga, this ain't shit because he didn't write it. Nigga, we aimed it because it was hard.
And we knew that we felt like Easy was really what he was saying. Like you can't.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, not to cut you off though, bro, but I think that's where Drake kind of get people's problem is with him. You got to remember, Cube was writing for Easy, right? Easy looked like he fit into the culture. He was authentic, right?
Yeah.
If you from Canada and you got a cat from Tennessee writing your raps one time, then a cat from Atlanta, you kind of taking a swag and it's not yours. Easy, the stuff that Cube was writing for Easy, it fit Easy swagger because you saw Easy. He a short, stocky dude with his Pendleton on. He got a Jerry curl. He looked just like a little Compton Crip.
Yeah.
Right. They knew Easy was cruising down the street in his 64.
Yeah, exactly.
They knew Easy was in the hood selling dope and was claiming the neighborhood and was authentic. Easy just like, nigga, I ain't got time to be writing. Like, that's not my forte. It's not my forte to be sitting down like, you know, nah, but nigga, y'all all know. I'm the nigga that serve. I'm the nigga that claim the hood. Y'all all see what I put, you know, 64 low rider. I don't give a fuck. It's y'all know what hood I'm from. So yeah, it's easy to attach that because it's like, well, shit, I see this nigga doing this shit on the regular.
Yeah.
You get me? But like you said, still, that's a different aspect when you go, oh, I got a nigga down here writing some shit. Now it's just like music. I don't know. People want some authenticity when it comes to hip hop, especially if you're trying to walk that line of being an authentic nigga. You get me? And not just, you know, I'm just a musician but if you walking around like, you know, you one of them, then niggas want some authenticity to that which you are trying to claim. And it kind of throws it off when you talking shit to a nigga, but you didn't write that shit talking. And then you don't fit that bill. So now I'm kind of fucked up behind the fact that you got another nigga penning some shit, and especially on some like this shit. You get me? Like that's supposed to be you. A nigga coming at you, he writing his thoughts. So we expect that when it comes to our frame and our situations in hip hop. You know, you a nigga from the streets. I'm a nigga from the streets. You a nigga associated with the streets. So I don't want to hear that Timmy down in Atlanta writing that you a hard nigga and pull a pistol on a nigga or slap the shit out of nigga. Nigga, now I want to test that because that ain't coming from you. You feel me? That coming from somebody else. Now, if it was just on some, hey, we in the club and gonna pop some bottles and throw some money at some bitches and that shit, nigga, be my guest.
Yeah.
But if you going at a nigga where y'all could possibly meet up in the streets and whatever, nigga, that ain't you.
Ain't you.
That's some other nigga. So I really need to be trying to check the other nigga because them is his thoughts when he talking about he want to peel a cap or pull a strap on a nigga or whatever. You feel me? That ain't you, nigga. I gotta leave you alone.
Because truthfully, like what we talking about, we like showing love in a sense because truthfully, we know the difference between like when we talking about MCs and hip hop and everything, we know the rules. Like, okay, we ain't even paying no attention. If you ain't writing it, we ain't gonna discredit you. As long as you ain't over here with the I'm the best, right? You know, right.
Right.
We know how to distinguish between that right now. But when we talk, we all know, like the real deal, Holyfield, you got to be writing that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be in that category for like, now, what I will say, just in the travels, like what we all been talking about lately, like just today, right now, it's so much of them. See, we lived it. We straight lived it. We remember when it was these are the braids, when there wasn't even no hooks. You know what I'm saying? Dun, dun, dun. You know what I'm saying? I would just we lived through the whole process. They studied it though. All of them studied it. They had to go back, listen to it. They studied it to where even in the battle that we just got from them, it was so much more. It was. I loved it because it was so triple entendre, and because they had to do all this because we done went through all these eras of them battles and beefs and all this kind of stuff. And now they didn't came to where they're all so intelligent to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different outlook. So I just give them a pass on some. Y'all not us, we not y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because we looking at like, you know, go at them. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really need too many punchlines and none of that kind of shit. You just had to just say some shit and just, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, going at them. So we all respected what is going on just for the entertainment, like conversation wise. Yet it's when you do the travels, I trip off that. If you go to Canada, I noticed when the homeboys who I knew from Canada, they came to visit and shit, just some 5%ers. They came with, and they call Canada like CAN, they call it See All Nations, right? So they had a partner that was Asian with them. They had a partner that was, you know, had the dialect from like he was like Jamaica, and it was just so many different types of people to where we just in my travels, like, damn, so Canada is just a big old mixture, you know what I'm saying? A melting pot of just like your next door neighbor could literally be Trinidadian or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He could be, everybody was just different too. I think that Drake, I just take Drake for what he is, you know what I'm saying? Like him coming off the show, you know what I'm saying, off the Degrassi, and then him being, you know what I'm saying, like I know he can write because he wrote Alicia Keys, he wrote that record. For us, him studying hip hop so much, he, you know, he couldn't wait to go to Cali and go to Compton. You know what I'm saying? Different than I was. You know what I'm saying? When I first went, I didn't really want to go to Compton. It was like, oh, I don't really want to go to the hood.
Well, when you from the hood, bro, last thing you want to do is go see another raggedy ass city.
Yeah. So I could him really wanting to go there and him being just a mixed kid, Jewish mixed and all this kind of stuff to where he is what he is to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but seeing Canada, it's like, it's their identity is no identity almost. You know what I'm saying? Their identity is just their little accent with and the little accent they got. Other than that, it's just so much mixture of just different people. Like you got Drake speak French in a couple of records because you all on that side, on the West Coast side, you got Quebec. You know what I'm saying? Where's more French spoken, and you know what I'm saying? So I just noticed it by just traveling to where and then seeing, and once he came out, I knew how he was. He looked up to Joe Budden. He looked up to Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? Then he already fighting the mixed battle. You know what I'm saying? K-Dot. You know, it was such a good battle, period, to me. You know what I'm saying? Like K-Dot, I was just hoping he was just gonna respond and go. And then with us, I'm from that generation where it ain't no time limit. Ain't no on the clock. You know what I'm saying? When Eiht got into it, when they were quick going back and forth, we just waiting on Eiht to respond. We got 2-3 months. We don't give a fuck. He ain't on no clock. You know what I'm saying? He might skip a whole album and then go to the next album. We just waiting on it. That's the difference with the youth nowadays. It's like, oh, you got 24 hours to respond. Like, okay, I'm riding. I'm just gonna stay.
If I was Drake's manager, I would have told him, it's like when you in a boxing match and you fighting against a dude that may be a slugger, right? And your thing may be like Money Mayweather's thing, like I'm just not gonna get hit. I'm just gonna get the points. I'm gonna really box you. You can't go in there. Mayweather would have gotten knocked out if he'd have changed his whole strategy, just trying, oh, I'm gonna go in there and slug it out with somebody. He might get knocked out, right? And not have a record of being undefeated. Now, the thing is, one thing I would say about Drake is one of the biggest pop artists of all time.
Mm.
Now, when you start trying to put him in this lane with K-Dot is a little dude that's a hip hop, what you call a hip hop baby.
Yeah.
He's probably studied every style it is and still take it very serious to this day. Even though he rich, he's still a dude that's gonna sit up and call Punch and say, Punch, listen to this verse I just wrote.
Yeah.
You feel what I mean? Because he's in love with the game like that, to where Drake is like a dude that don't put out 20 some odd albums if you count the mixtapes and everything like that, right? So he's an assembly line. He might put a record out to where he's singing on it. Then he may put another record out to where he rapping a little bit. Let him do that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I think once you start misappropriating the culture of saying, okay, now I'm going to take some stuff from Memphis. I'm going to take some stuff from Atlanta. No, just be who you are. Because as soon as he said, from the time he said, oh, I'm going to catch a body right now, whatever, I told Glasses, I said, he fucking up right now. Just stay the lover boy. Just
See,
be
I
the
look at that different though. Y'all know I look at that different. I look at it like the culture appropriate. It's like if we got a certain beat come on, boom, man, we get together like this shit hard. It sound like 8, right? We need to get 8 on this. You know what I'm saying? And we knowing if it sounds a certain way, we're targeting. We always kind of got a target. If it's got like a West Coast sound, we might go Grills. We went straight Paul Wall, like go Paul Wall. You know what I'm saying? Go get him. To where I think I wouldn't always look at it like him just his daddy is from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So where if my old dude from Cali and I go out to Cali and hang out in Cali every summer, every other summer or whatever, I want to get there. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give him that much, put that much on him. I don't take away nothing from that. I'm just saying on the Drake side is that I don't take him at, you know what I'm saying? I know what he's doing. Like he couldn't wait to get with you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta and then, you know, rap like that, or he loved Pimp C them so much to where he, you know, wanted to get with that sound, and he had the ability to, you know, kind of fluctuate the because he battling though. He battling with himself. Me, all 3 of us black all day, every day, all the way black. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. He having that battle within himself too. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. I'm gonna tell you, not to cut you off, bro, but that's the thing I don't like. We gotta stop being racist kind of against our own people. If you got a drop of black blood in you, you black.
Yeah. Period.
We shouldn't make a mother. Just think how a motherfucker might feel like, damn, they're not fucking with me over here. They're not fucking with me over here. Where do I belong? Yeah. That gotta fuck with a motherfucker. I don't care how much money you got. I tell people all day, he's a black kid that got a white mama, man.
I just say that, do we think that it wasn't slaves in Canada? Do we think that it wasn't a struggle in Canada? Do we think it wasn't oppression in Canada? Do we think that? Now, I can see some people thinking that, but we didn't travel. So I'm ready to tell them, no, they went through it. It was slaves in Canada. People, when they left the United States, a lot of them went up to Canada just because they freed them sooner. Yeah.
No, you know what? Not to say racism up there, but it was a lot less racism up in Canada.
Yeah, it was.
You feel what I mean? North was more than a racist change.
Look at the Proud Boys, right? Y'all know how you see the Proud Boys with Trump and all that kind of shit. The Proud Boys, that one faction that's really racist, that was Canadian. The ones that when you seen the ones here, the leader was a dark skin, like a Puerto Rican. They had a couple of little light skin one, mixed ones type on there. White boys, of course, they was more on some proud, whoever proud to be American. You could be black or whatever. You're proud to be American. The Canadian one, look it up. The head was that one dude. He got taken out, but he up in Canada. He was straight up racist. You know what I'm saying? To where just being up in there in Canada so much, I seen, like, I do feel like don't go with the. Whenever Drake talk about like a body or something, he got to be talking about like a rap body. I ain't never thinking he talking about. I don't know about y'all. I ain't never thinking he talking about a body. I'm just knowing like, but if he is, that's when I'm like, damn, are you serious? I'm thinking you talking about I'm finna catch a body with this pen. You know what I'm saying? But if you go on there, Drake, I'm just assuming you talking about. Body bags exchange for, Louis bags exchange for body bags. I'm thinking you just saying because you finna body MC, but you can't be talking about murdering motherfuckers. Because I mean, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, for real. And like you said, it's authenticity, because I remember when I first heard Eiht's music, right? I believe that dude really was in Compton pulling drive-bys on motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude probably really out there putting in work. Then you see him in the movie and the way he do stuff and the way he move, you're like, man, that dude probably serious. Which, like I tell Eiht today, I talked to some of the young rappers that come on the show, and it's funny as hell, because these be dudes who done sold some records on their own, but they be almost scared to approach Eiht. Like, especially when we do the show live, they like, oh man, you know, can I talk to him? Or what should I say to him? I'm like, talk to him like you talking to me. He a regular dude. He a good dude. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Eiht sold his theory, so people scared of him.
He was really.
We ain't talking about me, man. So let's get back on our lead so we can wrap this up. We got my man out here. It's 12 o'clock out there.
No, but I get it. It's like I think that the youth. See, I gotta always think we gotta be careful, because not us in general. I'm saying us as a people. Like, yo, we raising our kids. Eiht said it on what was the movie called? Eiht? He said, you'd be stupid to get this money and out of control dough, and you steal it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was, what was that called? What was that movie called? Damn, hey, what was it called? The movie you did?
Which one?
Where it was like the documentary movie, though, where Eiht said,
probably the 100 Kilos movie.
No, you was walking the Rottweiler.
Oh, that's Rhyme and Reason.
Rhyme and Reason. And then he was talking about it. Then Maxine was saying you can't get this out of control dough and just be living in the hood. And you know what I'm saying? To where we raising these kids to be better. Like Snoop straight up, straight crip. His kids is different. You know what I'm saying? To where I can't separate them. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of what we planned them to be. You know what I'm saying? We put a lot of our kids through a better school, and we put a lot of kids through. So I don't put too much. Now, if you just want to stick to you, that kind of, you know, NBA young boy and all y'all didn't, you know what I'm saying? But we got so many of us that just came up better and different situations, had fathers, but a lot of us didn't have fathers. Now we got doing a little bit better to where I really don't really be, I don't really take them serious like that on let's say the ones right now, you know what I'm saying? The thugs and the young thugs and the ones who I can always tell, we could tell who getting it in. You know what I'm saying? You can tell get it in. I ain't taking some of the other ones serious like that. I just think they just kicking the shit. I don't really take it like that. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah, I'll leave now. Before we go, man, me and you was having a conversation, man. And I know Eiht don't like this shit, so let me get my shit off first, dog. We was having a conversation before, because Eiht never went to none of the parties, man. You know, none of the parties like that, man. Do you think it's a rap from old boy? You think he could go to jail, man?
I think shit. I think that he I don't see how not.
Yeah,
I really don't see how not without it just being like, damn, my nigga, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because it's you know what I'm saying, it's all speculation, but we all know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that Pop thing gonna be at the end of all this shit? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. You just never know, man, because a lot of stuff that we used to hear rumors about, like, I done been to a few spots and saw dude, you know, not necessarily smack no mother suckers around, but I don't see him do some stuff to where he don't press this muscle a little bit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Where he don't push this line a little bit, man. I think whatever you do in the dark always just come to the motherfucking light, dog. That's what it is.
So where I don't just without just throwing him under the bus, because I mean, I can't really stand up for him at all. That's zero. You know what I'm saying? He got to handle his own weight. Yet, like Big Gipper say, you know what I'm saying? Like this, I came in late. You know what I'm saying? Me and Gipper same age, but he older than me for industry wise. You know what I'm saying? And then being the success that we had, Nelly kind of put us in them parties instantly. But like I tell you, it's 2 parties. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all was on diamond at that time too. Y'all sold a bunch of records.
Yeah, so we went straight from the motel. I remember being a motel to just a 5-star hotel. We didn't have no in between. We went outdoor motels on the program, the promotional run, and then it just boom, it just popped, and it was just gone. We was at 2-3 million in a month. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 months, and we just gone and just kept getting bigger and bigger. So where we went from shit to sugar because we was the first debut artists like that did no other setups, no nothing, just come out and go diamond. It was the first time it just happened. You know what I'm saying? 50 just now went diamond. So we technically in hip hop was the biggest from shit to sugar ever. Like, damn, we literally went from outdoor to just a 5-star hotel to where I went into these rooms so fast, and I was the oldest, and I was like, you know, let's stay together, y'all, let's stay together. But I noticed it was 2 parties. It was, I ain't know at the time it was 2 parties. That first one, it was rocking. Just a party. Of course, if you are just a true, real male, you gone. You on your phone, you in LA or you in Vegas or something, you got something hot back already. It's 1 o'clock. She calling, she from Tennessee, she in town, and we all in Vegas for the awards. We burning out. I ain't staying here till no 3, 4 in the morning. Like, I got to go. It's something waiting, some hot to go to where once you hear about these little after parties and all this kind of shit, you know, it start being like, you know, I had a problem, you know, just thinking everybody's soft type of shit. Not everybody's soft, but like, you know, so it's goofy. Everything goofy to me. It's just, I don't want to do that shit and deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? To where I ease back on that, but to kind of, you know, I kind of find out that shit was, you know what I'm saying? That's the real life. That's real parties going on and all this kind of shit. To where I was saying he had 2 good parties. As you look at it, I guess, you know what I'm saying? If you went to all that crazy shit, that next party that started at 2 o'clock was the shit then, I guess. But that first one, them early ones and shit, you know what I'm saying? To where, hey, bro, if this shit, the way it looked, it's a lot of shit constantly coming out. A lot of shit constantly coming out. And then that, if I got daughters, bro, that Cassie tape, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then you got all this shit. Like, if you a punk or some shit, I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't.
Yeah, who a man sleep with is his business. You know, I don't care about that. When you get beating up on the women and stuff.
I give it. I get. You know, we were just out in the room. All of us in the room just by ourselves. We be laughing and, you know, saying little shit. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna. You know, I don't really too much chew off of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially not older. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The beating, the tape on Cassie, that shit was 16, is released. Somebody mad, bro. Somebody mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know what's been said about Puff, right? You know what I'm saying? We all know what's been said. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some you mad, somebody mad right now, bro. Somebody mad. It's the liquor people, whoever you got pissed, they mad right now. And this is all coming down. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you one thing. If the Pac shit is real, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Ain't nobody, you done. You done on the West. You done on the East. You done everywhere. If the Pac shit real, bro, it's over. You done. Even if you don't go to jail. But it's one of them situations where, yeah, it's over, but you beat it on the technicality. You might as well just go on, just move away and just, because it's over. If it's the Pac shit real, bro, it's over. It ain't nothing you can do. And then if shit start breaking down to the Biggie shit and all that old rumor shit and all that old kind of shit, if that shit real, but if the Pac shit real, bro, it's a wrap. So to me, it looked like it started you off with boom. They set this tone for me. Me personally, that's how I look at it. Boom. They set this tone with you. Boom. This weapon pop up 26 years later. They just set that to the side. Okay, boom. Now let's do what we do. Like in the hood, they're gonna break you. They know what you're doing. They're gonna break your pocket, so you can't even fight back now. So that right there, that shit pop up. The weapon come up missing. I mean, that we done found all these years. You know what I'm saying? That now, that mean the endorsement stop, the income stop. So what you already got, you got. The money coming in, stop. Okay, now the money coming in, stop. Then boom, you get hit with a big old lawsuit. You're losing some of that. Then, you know, your life is steady, you know what I'm saying, going. So you got to pay these bills, you know what I'm saying? Your lifestyle ain't changed, but the income ain't coming down on. So to me, it looks like, if I'm looking at it the way like them, okay, so like they got this already set up for you over here. They know this. They got some intel on this Pac situation. They gonna break you till you just broke down and you can't fight. And at the end, just gonna bang you over the head with that after just exposing everything about you, though. You know what I'm saying?
For real, man. I appreciate you, man, because I know it's like you on the other side of the country, dog, on this 12-15, dog. How can the people get at you, man? Because I know it's you. What's your social media, bro?
Ali _ St.Lunatics. No,
For
yes.
sure. We definitely go have you back on here, man. And we appreciate you, man.
It was a
And
pleasure.
we go, you know, this late edition of the Gangster Chronicles, man. We go check y'all out, man, and we out here.
Yo, hey, nice to meet you, bro.